What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the Street Reporter, and today we got a topic that I've been asked about a lot. I'm not gonna lie. This is one of the topics that I targeted because it wasn't so much drill influence, but it is a part of the drill culture. In my opinion, this guy's a legend. I think he kind of went far fast as hell. This is one of the most streamed artists on Spotify, SoundCloud, shit, probably all of those apps. He ended up losing his life due to a series of events that a lot of people really couldn't explain. The medical exams actually came out and kind of said it was an overdose or things like that. So we're going to kind of break it down. I'm going to give you some background on this one. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. I'm going to give you my conclusion. One of the top people I'm always asked about, if it ain't Chief Keef, people know I'm a drill historian. I've been documenting this culture for a while because I feel like this is a time period that a lot of us gonna go back and look at. So today I wanted to bring Juice Wrld to the board, kind of explain to you what happened to him. Because I don't really see nobody really explaining exactly what happened to him. So the internet is filled with a lot of rumors, and he was backdoor. Somebody set him up on an airplane. The police came and did these things to him and all kind of things. And I'm not going to lie, it is some truth in a lot of those things, but we're going to break it down today, and I'm going to kind of explain to you things about Juice Wrld that you guys probably didn't understand. So first off, we got Juice Wrld. He was from Chicago. One of the first things I noticed out the bat with this guy was he was affiliated with NLMB, which was a set of guys from out on the east side of Chicago. I really couldn't say Stones. I know a lot of people want to say these guys were Stones or whatever, but you got to remember the gangs are more crew orientated now. So if you about what I'm about, it don't matter what you is. Some gangs have 7 gangs in them, and then they come up with a street name. So that's kind of like what this is. I'm not sure Juice Wrld was actually in the gang, but he was affiliated. So he was gang related. You get what I'm saying? Another thing that I noticed is he was real cool with people like Wrld and Bibby, and a lot more of those guys and shit like that, which let me know that he had friends that was like street dudes, because a lot of these guys got famous off the internet for doing diss songs. So that let me think that maybe he could be a target, but his music was different. So I kind of felt like even the ops liked him. So I didn't think that he would be targeted or anything like that. So this is a little different because he didn't end up losing his life due to gang violence. So I had to switch my whole way of thinking on this one. We know that he ended up becoming a big time famous rapper. Actually, he might have been bigger than all the rappers who was out, even Chief Keef and Dirk. Now, we can say they had longevity, but this guy got in the game and started doing hundreds of millions of views and shit like that. So, Juice Wrld kind of clouded real fast in the music business, getting a lot of plaques, doing a mixtape with Future. He became one of the top artists in the game. Unfortunately, the police is claiming one day on a Sunday, okay? This is what they're claiming. One day on a Sunday, they end up getting a tip that Juice Wrld, the rapper, and his crew and entourage was on a private plane, and the plane had guns and drugs, and they were acting wild as hell on the plane. This is what they said. They got this tip. So while Juice Wrld and his homies are on the plane, smoking the za, doing what they doing, kicking it loud, wild, having fun like young people have, right? The police is out there waiting on them. The Chicago Police Department is waiting on them. They're going to search the plane soon the plane come down. I'm not sure if Juice Wrld and them even understand that this is going on, okay? So this is Sunday. I believe the time, it was around maybe 2 a.m. is what the police said, allegedly. And I read a lot of these reports and things like this to come up with this, and I spoke with a lot of people, man, who kind of got me close to the situation. So I feel like I got a small pulse on this. This happened on a Sunday at 2 a.m. in the morning. CPD is outside a port waiting on this private plane to land. They're going to search the plane. So CPD is going to search Juice Wrld. Let me spell that right. It's going to search Juice Wrld's plane, okay? He don't know that. When they get there, they got the dogs and shit. You feel me? The dogs out there. This is wild. You feel me? The dogs out there and all this shit. You feel me? Like he motherfucking El Chapo. They finna search the plane. when they get on the plane, okay, the dogs and the police find multiple bags. This is what they're alleging. Multiple bags of Za. Multiple bags of the Zamarant, the Zaru, okay? They're saying they found multiple bags of the marijuana, okay? The police says that they not only do they find that, they say that they searched the plane, they find lean. They say they find 3 guns and ammunition, which is bullets. Okay? This is what they found on there, okay? They say while they searching and finding and looking for all this shit, next thing you know, Juice WRLD going to a convulsion. You know, he goes into a fucking convulsion, okay? He's fucking going wild. He asks his girl, what the fuck? Did he take anything? Did he do any fucking drugs? Did he do anything? She said, yeah, he take Percocets or whatever the fuck. So they give him this antidote that I guess they give people who might have overdosed. According to the police, they revived him. You know, his heart got to beating again. It revived him. They take him to the hospital. He ended up dying at the hospital, okay? He ended up dying at the hospital, okay? His 2 security guys and the people on the plane end up getting arrested, all right? You following me? This is what they're claiming, okay? Things about this that has me kind of confused because now it was rumors that people on the plane are coming in reports and telling the, people are telling the police that they seen Juice WRLD swallow some drugs. Okay? They seen him swallow some drugs before he convulsed. Now, the rumors that I heard was Juice WRLD was on the plane shaking and dying before it landed and things like that. After reading the police reports, I didn't see that. Juice WRLD was alive. He was okay when those police showed up. From when I had looked at the reports. People had said that, some people said they seen him swallow drugs and maybe that might have caused his death. You know, they're saying him swallow some drugs right before this shit happened. Then he goes into this big time convulsion. You know, and they administer this antidote and all kind of things like that. Okay? These are things that confuses me, right? They said that he swallowed some drugs. I can believe this. This makes a lot more sense because first off, it is things that made me feel like that ain't true. Because first off, it's multiple bags of marijuana. It's codeine on the plane. It's guns on the plane. And it's fucking bullets on the plane. So swallowing some pills ain't really gonna do shit. You can go to jail anyway. So that made me not feel like that was true. I didn't believe that. Then again, maybe if the marijuana was in the airplane, the guns were in the airplane, the lean was in the airplane, the bullets was in the airplane and not in his possession, then cool, I understand that. Maybe the pills were in his possession and he didn't have time to throw them away or get them away because the police was there so quick and he tried to swallow them. Because a lot of people end up doing this. A lot of people swallow the drugs so they don't go to jail. This has been going on for a while. I'm not going to lie. When I come up with my conclusion, because I looked at this, I looked at a lot of the police reports, a lot of his interviews. I read a lot of newspaper articles. I talked to a lot of people. In my opinion, I believe they were blindsided by the police, okay? I believe they were blindsided by the police. Okay, I believe they were blindsided. I believe Juice WRLD might have swallowed drugs. To hide the fact he might have swallowed the drugs so he could get away and not go to jail and, people on the plane to take the other drugs. Maybe those drugs in his possession. I believe he was blindsided. I believe he might have swallowed the drugs because this guy been doing drugs, rapping about drugs, got famous about talking about that shit. He knew how to do it. Or maybe he didn't, because then I want to give you my true opinion. But I feel like, he might have swallowed some drugs to hide what he was doing. I feel like he was blindsided because maybe the pilot and the other people on the plane snitched on him. I don't see how nobody seen Juice WRLD get on the plane and he had a gun showing in his banister, in his waistband. Or he had a gun and he walked on the airplane like this. Or he had pounds of weed in his hand and he walked like this on the airplane. Everything had to be covered up if he was getting on the airplane. I believe the pilot and the people who worked on the airplane smelled marijuana. And they said, hey, they got guns and drugs. Because guns just go along with the marijuana and young people. So I felt like, the people who worked for that airplane snitched on him. And, had them shocked when they got down there and seen the police. In my opinion, I believe Juice WRLD died because of an accidental. I believe he died because of an accidental overdose. So I think he died because of an accidental overdose. And it's sad and shit like that happened. I think he walked into his own death trying to hide the drugs. And I think telling on him and putting him in that position made him do that. It be so many people getting on them airplanes, man. Them parties don't be giving a fuck about that shit. I think Juice WRLD and them might have been on that airplane too wild, too lit, too turned up, and it might have irritated the people who worked on that airplane. And they notified the police that it was behavior going on in the sky that they wouldn't believe. They were waiting on those guys to come down. And I think Juice WRLD figured out a way where he wouldn't get so much in trouble because the drugs were on him. And I think he might have swallowed these drugs, and it led to an accidental overdose. And we have seen this happen before with people like Kanika Jenkins. We've seen Kanika end up losing her life in like a freezer. I know a lot of you guys say it's more than that, and I understand that. We've seen Lil Peep die from an accidental drug overdose with like fentanyl and a drug called benzo. Sometimes you end up taking that shit the wrong way. Sometimes you end up taking more than you should take. Sometimes you end up taking some bad drugs or whatever the fuck. But in my opinion, I think Juice WRLD died over accidental overdose. And I believe that's what the coroner has labeled it. I believe that's what's in his medical report. A lot of people don't agree with that, but in my opinion, I believe he did lose his life due to an accidental drug overdose. And it's sad, because we have seen this shit happen, It ain't always gonna be no good story when you taking them motherfucking Zazas, them Percocets, them Adderalls, and all them weird-ass drugs, and the lean, and all kind of shit. It ain't always gonna be a good ending to that shit. I know that shit hurt our heart, but it ain't gonna always be a good ending to that shit. Look, the shit hurt so hard, right, that we witnessed a young lady off the drugs, off everything, drunk, all kind of shit. She go in the freezer. We witnessed this. We seen this. And we come up with so many reasons why it wasn't her fault. We come up with so many reasons. It was somebody waiting on her. Somebody was around the corner. They cut her chest open. They sold her body parts. They did this. They did that. Man, how about they made a bad motherfucking decision? And I'm just being honest, And I know I'm going to lose a lot of supporters for telling you this, but somebody got to tell you this shit. Somebody got to tell you. I wouldn't be Big Homie Truth if I didn't tell you this. So I just want everybody to understand. While you blowing them Zaz and you put 9 grams in one backwood, you putting 20 grams in one backwood trying to impress the girl, then you going to take your ass home later on tonight, ain't going to have shit to smoke. But while you putting 30 grams in the backwood, while you dropping the 20 in the one, how they be like, I'm finna drop a 4 in the 20 ounce. You dropping the 20 in the 20, you trying to stunt, you pop the big pill. Don't you know it's a 50% chance that shit can backfire and you lose your life? And if anybody don't believe that shit can happen, you ain't never seen no motherfucker have an overdose or be involved in that kind of shit, man. The shit happened out the blue. It's a sad situation, but in my opinion, I think that's what happened. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the Homie Truth Teller. Bleh, 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 bleh.